Episode, let's talk about it. My name's Quiz.
Big
DJ. Today we're going to break down the best college duos. We basically going to rank the top 5 college duos. We got, tons of them throughout the years. So we starting back from the 80s up until now. So we're going to break down all the duos and basically just figure out, we can rank the top 5. It's all they accomplished, the impact they had. And I got a list up there, you guys can see. So first we're going to start off with John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins. Now, they were dominant at Kentucky. I mean, we just talking about them as, freshmen for what they did as freshmen. They did a lot. I mean, Wall was named SEC Player of the Year. Cousins and Wall were first team SEC. So you got dudes who were actually dominant together as a duo, Wall, first team All-American as well. So we got guys there that basically were the best in college at that time. Okay. Now, Cousins as a duo wasn't no slouch either. Second team All-American. So they didn't have too much time together. They only had a year.
Yeah, only a year.
But for them to be that dominant together, I think that was pretty much good. You feel like they were dominant enough?
How far did they go is the question. That's what I'm saying.
They ain't go too far.
That's the problem. There's a lot of duels, and a lot of times you come in this league, you come in college, and you dominate, meaning as you dominate your school. But when it comes to that big game and stepping up on that big stage, that's when you got to show improvement. And if you don't get past that big stage, then you fell short.
I mean, they made it to the Elite Eight, though. I mean, so they knocked down a couple of ranked teams. They knocked down Wake Forest, Cornell, East Tennessee State.
Who was on those squads? They was going up.
Right.
You can't, control your competition.
So what?
You can't control your competition.
Then look at their 10 maybe as a disappointment, just because they had the best record in the NCAA that year. They was 35-3.
Right.
They were also ranked number 1 in the polls at the coaches poll and AP. So they was ranked number 1.
Right.
So I guess when you think college and NBA, we think their best record, best team, probably expect them to win.
Right.
In college, if we have the same mindset, they kind of fell up short because they only made it to the Elite Eight.
I think you make it to the Elite Eight or the Final Four.
That's
an achievement.
You got to make it to the
Yeah. If you wasn't number 1, if you were any other number, yeah.
If you're a high-ranked team, you got the Final Four or bust.
Right.
Anything else, like if you're a low-ranked team, you make it to the Elite Eight, then even depending on where you at, I might even give you the Sweet 16. But after that, no, it's not. If you're a top-ranked team, you got to get to the Final Four.
All right. So what we know about them so far. You think they might put them in the 5 for right now, or do you think they don't even have enough to make the 5?
Based off of that list that we got, no.
All right.
No.
Okay, let's go to the next one. We got Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges.
Okay, let's go.
Now, you look at them two. Now, their numbers don't pop off at you. But team success does. They won the championship. They also were dominant in that championship run. Their team has the record for, I think, the biggest margin of wins for the championship they did won. That run they went on.
Okay.
Now, so if I'm looking at them as a team, they had a lot of good team success. Now, it's their second year. Their first year, they got eliminated about in the second round. So they lost to Wisconsin. And that was an upset year. So that hurts them because they weren't supposed to lose to that. They wasn't supposed to lose to them.
Right.
So it might take a point off. They got upset, so I guess we can take a point off there. So, but yeah, their numbers first year wasn't too crazy. Jalen 14-4, Mikal 9 points and 4 rebounds. So nothing too crazy. First in the Big East though. But I think if we talking about them two as a duo that first year, I think Josh Hart probably was more of a
co-star.
Yeah. So Josh Hart probably was more of a bigger star of the year. But that second year, they rebounded well. So you got 36-4. You got them. They were second in the Big East that year, but 36-4 isn't no slouch as far as number-wise. Okay. But their numbers improved greatly. Jalen 18.9, 4.6 assists. Mikal 17.7 and 5. So I mean, you see the jump.
The jump is there. Again, how far do they go with that?
They won the finals that year. That's the year they won. They went to the NCAA. They ran through everybody and won.
All right, so in that aspect,
they won every game by double digits.
I have to consider them.
Yeah, you got to put them in the top 5.
They might have to go in the top 5. I'm gonna reserve that.
As of right now.
I will reserve that, but they are might be slotted in that 5th spot.
Now, do you think they lack in anything? Think they had an impact? Maybe like. I think the impact was more.
I don't think
they won.
I don't think
They
the
gained by
impact.
double digits,
Right.
right? And they improved from one year to the next year. So
Right.
that helps them compared to a lot of these duos
And they
that work
won.
together for 1 year.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they showed improvement. We saw that instead of
Right.
Yeah. So I think they're great. So that's I think it's a good case for them. I mean,
So,
they were deemed one of the most dominant runs ever. So
Right.
that team. So all right, we're gonna put them in there. Let's put them at the 5 spot.
As I said, put them in the fifth. Yeah, put them in.
Next we got on the list is Tyler Hansbrough and Ty Lawson. Look at them. So maybe like you don't think of big names as far as maybe like they did NBA careers, but Tyler Hansbrough was arguably one of the greatest college players ever. What they do with the duo. Their first year, off rip, Tyler Hansbrough 18-8 together. So 06-07, 18-8. You had Ty Lawson about 10-6. Record as a team 31-7, first in the ACC. So we talking about how dominant they was. Tyler Hansbrough, first team All-American. UNC's most valuable player, voted by his teammates. So I mean, that's a leader right there. We're talking about somebody who was a leader for their teammates. He was a unanimous first team All-ACC selection for the second consecutive year. So in his team, second, he led his team was top in rebounds as far as the ACC. He had a big reason to do with that. So when you talk about that first year, now they did lose to Georgetown. They didn't make it as far as people like, but Georgetown was ranked number 2. So I mean, it's not like they lost to. They got upset.
Right, they didn't lose to a slouch or anything.
Yeah, they didn't get upset.
Right.
So
How bad was the loss? Was it a blowout or was it?
nah, they lost. I mean, they lost by 12. But if you're talking about them being dominant, Tyler Hansbrough was dominant. Their first year together, I would say it was a pretty good year.
Yeah.
Pretty good. They didn't finish where we won, so we got that stash that they kind of came up short. But that second year, 07-08,
What we do?
36-3.
All right.
First in ACC. They lost again, but they lost to number 1 ranked Kansas in the national semifinals. So they made it far. They made it further this time. If you're looking at that there, they
made it to the Final Four.
Yeah, they took a step up.
Right.
Lost to Kansas, which was one of the high-ranked teams as well. So, I mean, if you're looking at them that year again, Hansbrough, National Player of the Year.
I mean, Tyler was a beast in college, but
Good deal.
yeah, I can't put him over there. I'm looking at everything. I'm looking at everything that you brought up, and then I'm looking at that list. Can't put him over there. Can't put him in Ty Lawson over there.
All right, so wait, hold on. ACC Tournament MVP and NCAA Regional MVP.
That's his.
That's
That's his individual.
All right, gotcha. All right, so let's go with the duo then, as far as them together. So let's go to their third year. They won. Now they won. They made it all the way to the finals. So that knockout. They didn't have their first 2 years. They stuck together and they made it all the way to when they won the championship.
They won in their third year.
Yeah, they won in their third year. And then we talked. We
Still
talked.
being dominant.
Huh?
Still being dominant.
dominant. This time Lawson was all ACC first team and was named the ACC Player of the Year.
See, I like the fact that they stuck it out because a lot of these
Right,
duels
after
only,
the one and done.
yeah, the one that either got the 1 year and done, or somebody was a senior and somebody was a freshman. So I like the fact that they stuck it out.
And then we talking about them two as a duo. You got
Yeah,
They beat
both-
Michigan State.
Yeah. So you see, they beat a lot of ranked teams that year.
Yeah.
So
all right.
and Lawson pulled his weight. He got ACC Player of the Year. So we got 2 players that had Player of the Years. That is strong case. A lot of people on this list don't
They
got
got that. Yeah,
Right,
they don't
got that.
They don't. Yeah.
Well, as of right now, I put them in the 4th spot.
You gonna,
They can move up.
you gonna be knocking them out of that 4th spot.
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
soon.
They're gonna move up.
So right now we got.
And Lawson's was consensus second team All-American, man. So man, like them two as a tandem was powerful that year. Just sorry you've seen them sticking it together and eventually getting over that hump. So to me, I got them high up. We're gonna put them at 4 for now.
Right,
but
for now.
I got them going up. They ain't staying. Now we got next on the list, Sheldon Mack and Gordon Hayward. I don't know, it might be a surprise for some people just because the conference, they were in the Horizon Conference. So, I mean, that's not a big conference everybody probably thinks about. But if you look at their run, they were pretty good, man. I mean, if you're talking about them as a tandem, Sheldon Mack, first team All-Horizon League, second team All-Horizon League. So then you got Gordon Hayward, who that same year was Horizon League Player of the Year. Also got another case of 2 players who are dominant. You know, they won themselves a bid. It's only 10 NCAA tournaments, so That's a big thing. Winning the bid, they won their the Rising League tournament, so they got through.
They got through that. Then what happened next?
But hold on. They went to the Elite Eight for the first time in school history.
They took the school to the Elite Eight.
Yeah, they didn't win that year, but if we talking about that, man, they were only second team from a mid-major conference to officially advance to that far in the tournament since UNLV in 1991. A run to the tournament, they beat 12 seed UTEP, 13 seed Murray State. That's how they got to the Sweet 16. Then they defeated the number 1 seed Syracuse, advanced to the Elite Eight. Then defeated number 2 seed Kansas State. They knock it down ranked teams. If you talk about them two right there, as far as what they done in 2010 together, that's a powerful year. I got them pretty high up. I don't know about y'all, I got them pretty high up.
I don't think they make top 5.
What?
I don't think they make top 5. That's just my opinion.
I
I have to see. I got to see who else we got coming.
Who on that list you think is getting in that top 5? Just on the list. Who,
On the list,
you ain't gotta say why. Just say who is looking at the list. Who think
Hakeem Drexler,
No.
Jordan Worthy,
No, they're not going.
No.
They're not going.
Jameer Delonte.
All right,
I would give you a case for them, but you got too many stronger cases coming
Of
up.
course, Christian is Leitner and Grant Hill.
So next we got Mark Aguirre and Terry Cummins. We got there. So they went to DePaul University. So you look at them. So let's break them down as a duo. Mark, over 24 points a game across 3 seasons. That's nice there. 1980, he was Naismith College Player of the Year. He got another Player of the Year for USBWA, AP Player of the Year, UPI Player of the Year, Sports News College Player of the Year. Got the next year, 81. So we talk about him, and he was consensus All-American 1980-81. So we got him covered.
Right.
Now
He's
Terry.
here. Now Terry. Right.
Terry. We break down Terry. Terry did good as well. He averaged 16 points a game. He was also consensus first-team All-American in 82. So we talking about them as a duo. His best year was when they weren't together.
They individual success was great by themselves, but when he was playing together as a duo, it wasn't that overwhelming.
What was their record that year, though?
I got 26-6.
All right, 26-6. So that's solid, I guess. All right, let's talk about their first year together. So you got 1980, 79, 1980. That year they went 26-2 and number 1 seed in the West. Same year they lost second round.
Right,
to UCLA.
Right, disappointing.
1980-81, 27-2. Number 1 seed in the Mideast, but lost second round in St. Joe's.
Again.
Yeah. I think the knock on them is they only beat 1 ranked team that year. So their resume wasn't even that impressive that year. So we got 2 back-to-back years where they weren't even that dominant.
They don't even make the list.
All right, so they ain't no list.
No list.
All right.
No list.
All right, y'all want to do Vince and Antoine?
Human highlight film and Antoine Jameson. All right, we got Vince Carter, we got Antoine Jameson. Unfortunately for me, we went with them. There was a high ranked team, and even though those two was the top best players on that squad, their roster was stacked. They had a 6-man rotation, and actually Shimon Williams is actually the second highest scorer behind Vince Carter on that squad. So
You can't consider that team a duo then.
you really can't, even though.
Whoa. Why can't you? Hold on. If we talk about 1998, Antoine Jameson, Player of the Year, and then Vince Carter was first team All ACC.
That's it, though.
I'm just saying though that they were both powerful at the same time. At 1 year, they were both powerful. 1997, Antoine, All-American, second team. And then you got Vince again. Vince was third team All ACC. I mean, not crazy, but making the All ACC team. You know what I'm saying? All-Americans, you got squads there.
I mean, they got to the Final Four.
They lost to Utah.
So they got to the Final Four. They lost, but they got there.
All right, but that.
And truth be told, he came up short.
True. But that same year they beat Duke twice. Number 1 ranked Duke twice that year. I mean, that's their rivalry, but it's about 34-4. I mean, I think that was a good year, solid year. They didn't get it done though.
They didn't get it done.
That kind of hurts. But if we talking about what they did as a duo,
But he was averaging, 15 points a game or something like that, right?
who you talking about, Vince?
Yeah, Vince was like 15.6 or something, right?
Yeah, Vince seems like 15.6. Antoine was 22.
Two, right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, they came up short. They came up short from it.
All right, let's go to their next year then. You got them 96 and 97. Antoine averaged 19. Vince averaged 13. They lost again in the semifinals.
Right.
Yeah, they didn't get to the finals.
Right.
Final four that time.
Yep.
So they even fell shorter than the next year
Also,
together.
yeah.
So yeah, I can't put
They're
them
falling
over.
short as a team. They're falling
Sure,
short
the
as a team.
team, right?
They don't make the top 5.
Right, even with the stack, and the problem is they had a stack roster. Like none of the players on their squad were slouches. They top 6 players were big time players. They was all in double. Almost, I think every last player on the roster for the first 5 and 6 was all in double digits in points.
Yeah. I think with them, though, you talking about duo, Antoine was clearly way better than Vince at that time.
Way better.
And I think, remember, first year, 95 and 96, Vince ain't played. If you're talking about their years, like, I think 98 was the only year they really both cohesively were dominant. And then that didn't even result in a far playoff run. Was it a big impact? Did they have a big impact to the school? Not really. I guess I ain't got them in the top 5 either. I mean,
Now, if you want to go to the next duo that actually was literally right before them two, you got Jerry Stackhouse and
Rasheed
Rasheed Wallace. Now, even with that duo, they only played maybe, 2 years together?
2 years.
Right, and they first year together, she was like averaging only like 9 points a game. He wasn't even the top second or third best player. But then the year they did play together, I mean, if you want to go through Stackhouse accolades, he was like 19.2.
Mm-hmm.
He was getting eight rebounds a game. He was named National Player of the Year by Sports Illustrated, all first team, all American, and all ACC honors. So I mean, Jerry was balling. She, on the other hand, I think she only got all American, all team, all ACC.
yeah.
That's all she got.
Yeah.
And again, they got to the Final Four, but again, they actually got to the final. They fell short.
Yeah.
They fell short. And that's truth be told, I think she choked that game.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you're talking about them two, Jerry Stackhouse, I mean, you got some first team All-Americans. In 95, they both were All-Americans. One, Sterry was first team, and she was second.
team. That's what I'm saying, yeah.
But team success didn't really have too much.
On top of that, my boy scorched them for 24 points when they played Georgetown. A certain little guy by the name of AI.
So when we talking about them, they only had 1 year together.
Yeah, they had really one good year together.
Yeah,
Right?
they lost against Arkansas. So
Yeah.
number 2 seed in the Southeast. I think they were a good duo though. I think they did okay.
They did all right.
But there's much more powerful duos on this list.
That's right. So I'm gonna put them
Right,
over.
we don't crack the top 5.
So let's go on the next one.
Now this is your squad, please.
Yeah, Akeem
Five,
and
Slam and Jammer. What
Five Slam and Jam.
you want to do with them? 'Cause I'm gonna tell you right now, they ain't making my list.
Did I make your list?
Nope, they're not making my list.
The fact that they made the Final Four, the championship game.
They
lost.
lost.
Yes, they did.
The Patrick Ewing.
Yes, they did.
And on top of
But
that,
they made it there. And they had a 26-game winning
but
streak.
on top of that, King really didn't hit his strides after Drexel left.
True.
That's the real big thing.
That's true.
King didn't really hit his strides after Drexel got into the draft.
All right, you don't think Impact could carry him in that 5? 5 Slim and Jammer is
But that 5 Slam and Jammer was
26-game winning streak, 31-2.
Yeah, but that 5. What I'm saying is that 5 Slam and Jammer model was more than just them two.
That's true.
That was the whole first starting lineup.
Right.
So it wasn't just Keem and Drexel that made that up.
True. But they kind of look at them as the.
I know
That
they
was
the
the
one.
focal point.
They the one that made it into the league.
Right. All right, but you got 1 year, 1983. You got Clyde being second team All-American, and you got Olajuwon Player of the Year.
Yeah.
So that's 2 years where they. That's
Right,
1 year when they both went down.
shot.
They both shot.
Yeah.
Right. What hurts them, like you said though, that playoff success they just don't got, man. And as dominant as Olajuwon became to be, I don't know if it's enough to just put him in the 5.
But weren't they in the Final Four each year they were together?
No, they only was together for what 1 a year.
1 to 2 years.
1 to
2
2
years.
years. Yeah, 2 years. And then that was it. And they only got to. They lost every year. They got the year that they got there. They only got there 1 year together. And then Keem got there by himself after Drexel left, but he still lost.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's bad. I don't think they're powerful enough to make it, man.
Yeah.
We got to go next, man. But
You gotta go next.
we got Mike and James Worthy.
This is
I
cheap.
know you hear Mike and you think, all right,
This is
one.
the same thing.
One.
Nah, they won. He hit the shot on Georgetown when he
Right,
was
he
young.
won. Yeah, he
His
won.
rookie year. They
But
won.
that's all he did.
Right, that's all he did.
Right,
That's all he did.
That one shot made his life.
And made his career,
Yeah.
but they won.
Yeah, I mean 32-2. But you got Worthy, who was being an outstanding player, most outstanding player of the tournament.
Was Sam Perkins on that team too?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
Sam was on that team.
yeah. I mean,
They had a nice squad.
I mean, you're not, just like him, Mike hit a stride after James left.